Looking for some offbeat secrets hidden inside Rebellion games? Let's crack open our favourite Easter eggs. Ah yes, Easter. Every game developer's favourite holiday, and not because they're all addicted to confectionery moulded into shells. The Easter egg, in gaming parlance at least, is an expression of a developer's wildest and most offbeat ideas. Elements that don't have to gel with the design doc or further the story, but instead offer an irreverent little treat for anybody intrepid, lucky, or has looked at a guidey enough to find them. Yeah, the opposite of this kind of egg, basically. So happy Easter everyone. Let's mark the occasion with some of our favourite Easter eggs from Rebellion games past and present. Before we get to it though, remember to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already and turn on the notification bell to make sure you never miss a video from us. Zombie Army 4 has more Easter eggs than the seasonal aisle at your local supermarket. There seems to be a pop culture nod around every corner, and you can check out a whole cluster of horror movie references in it by clicking the link on screen now. But we're starting this list off with an interactive puzzle that takes you straight back to your fondest Netflix binges. At the end of Mission 2, Death Canal, you'll find a room whose unusual arrangement of fairy lights and letters on the wall gives a hearty nod to Stranger Things. Whereas the alphabet wall was used to communicate through the Upside Down in the TV show, here it presents you with a puzzle to open a safe. Solve it, and there's a subtle hint on the wall behind you by the way, and you'll get a super rare artillery flare and, oh good, one of those terrifying dolls too. Thanks. We're in the exotic climes of Strange Brigade for our next entry, a world of 1930s explorers delving into tombs, uncovering supernatural foes, and wearing full button-down shirts and waistcoats in the blazing sunshine, because it's better to die of heatstroke than appear improper. It's a world that in many ways summons Indiana Jones to the mind. Fitting then that one of Indy's most famous lines should crop up here. Play as Dr. Archimedes de Quincey, and every now and again you'll hear this line when he activates his amulet power. It belongs in a museum! You absolute cad, Dr. de Quincey. The line first appears in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, when Indy tries to recover the Cross of Coronado, and although it's said just once in 4 films, it's become a credo for the whole series. A nice little doffing of the cap from one intrepid professor to another then.
It belongs in a museum.
We're headed to the Keep next, a picturesque castle in Zombie Army Trilogy's 3rd chapter, Beyond Berlin, set beside glorious woodland and only slightly ruined by the fact it belongs to Adolf Hitler and is overrun by zombies. Try adding those to your Rightmove search filters. Head out of the castle doors here and head left instead of straight on to your objective, and you'll find a member of the undead with a penchant for antiquated body armour and cutting-edge dance routines. While we are impressed by his coordination skills, it's probably best not to let him do whatever he feels, or indeed have a good meal, because being a zombie and all, both of those things will invariably lead to some fairly gruesome scenes. And a chink off your health meter. No hard feelings, old chap. Not sure if we mentioned this already, but Zombie Army 4 has a lot of Easter eggs. We're delving back in to the meat locker mission now for another, because frankly, we'd never forgive ourselves for not including this one. See this rather smart looking Chesterfield here in the corner during the Into Darkness section of Meat Locker? Well, take a closer look. That's right, actual Easter egg. Our hands are tied, we simply must include it in this list. But there's a bit more going on than it looks. Shoot the egg, and surely everyone's first instinct is to shoot the egg, given that this is a game about glorious, marvellous spectacles happening whenever you shoot things, and the Easter egg has an Easter egg within it. This time it's an ominous red balloon, referencing Stephen King's It. We've officially hit Easter eggception here, no yolk. Okay, some yolk. Now, we've all had those confusing chats up at the SU, haven't we, about Chitara from Thundercats? But its place in pop culture goes much deeper than a bizarrely attractive feline alien. It's a heady dose of pure 80s, and lines like dastardly sorcerer Mumra's famous ancient spirits of evil will send aficionados of a certain age right back to their childhood. Okay, now enter Sateki. This all-powerful, supernatural ancient Egyptian queen crops up right at the end of Strange Brigade, revealing herself to be your final adversary. She knows a thing or two about ancient spirits of evil herself, summoning this enormous crocodile, Armit, to do her bidding. Apparently, it was his private dental insurance bills that sent her mad in the first place. Towards the end of your epic encounter with Sateki, you can occasionally catch her saying Mun-Ra's famous line herself.
Ancient spirits of evil, arise and protect your queen.
Giving a quick wink to the Thundercats devotees in the ranks of the Strange Brigade. Who remembers General Vahlen? That's right, he was the dastardly Nazi officer in charge of Project Soika and Carl Fairbairn's primary mark in Sniper Elite 3. He dies, as so many dastardly Nazi officers do, looking rather shocked as Carl, coolly and calmly, completes his mission. But it appears Vahlen wasn't snuffed out before siring a son. Reach the Alagra Fortress in Sniper Elite 4 and you might settle the old beanos on this chap, one senior lieutenant, Ernst Vahlen. That's right, Ernst is a subtle little Easter egg for Sniper Elite 3 veterans who would extract maximum satisfaction in snipping off the Vahlen bloodline. And he doesn't even get his own cutscene. The ignominy of it, eh, Ernst? We're sticking with Sniper Elite 4 for our next entry, and after all the fluorescent lights, exploding eggs, movie quotes and dancing zombies, this one's a subtler secret. You know, one of those hidden bits of map that's just there to reward careful explorers with a bit more ammo, equipment and narrative depth. We begin in the Magazzano facility late on in the game. It's a big old area with plenty of tunnels and corridors to sneak around, but notice this one particular leafy patch on the wall and you've located a bona fide secret bunker. Just walk through it and, well, actually quite cozy in here, isn't it? Just need a flask of tea now and Carl could chill out in here for hours. Plus there's a special photo on the desk from 1933 for series fans to pore over. It's the bunker with everything. Except plumbing, or seating, or adequate living space. Still, nice find. Journey with us back through the ether of time. The year is 2004. A little game called Evil Genius is keeping gamers occupied with its unique premise of mad scientist lair creation. Cristiano Ronaldo is breaking England's heart in the Euro 2004 penalty shootout. And people still can't get that earworm of a song by Electric Six out of their heads. Evidence of at least two of those statements can be found in the single cheat code for said mad scientist sim. The code in question is Fire in the Disco in big excited capital letters. Enter it into the console and everyone catches fire. Discos remain metaphorical, however. As if you'd forgotten, Fire in the Disco is an oft-repeated line in Electric Six's Danger High Voltage. A song absolutely guaranteed to take you back to a different era when Nokia phones and cord flares were king.
But be warned, if you die, your plans for world domination will be over.
If you thought we were done talking about obscure cheat codes from old classics, you have got another thing coming, Sonny Jim. We're going even further back now to the only just 3D landscapes of 1998's Battlezone, when the internet came on discs and Friends was only on once a week. Rebellion breathed new life into the ambitious FPS strategy hybrid in the form of Battlezone Redux recently, but way back in the original game, one particular cheat code gained a cult following. Type "I am pissed" on this screen and you're treated to a heated monologue in which the voice of Grizzly One discusses one of the game's original producers.
Sometimes little piss ants like Armstrong really tick me off.
Okay, so this one was mainly fun for getting to write a swear word in the cheats menu, but truth be told, we didn't have much to do in 1998. Like we said, Friends was only on once a week. There are plenty of other little secrets in Battlezone VR too. The computer voice guiding you is called EVIE, an acronym for electronic voice, but also the name of lead designer Steve Bristow's daughter. Aww.
You can't handle it.
Okay, just one more from Zombie Army 4. Honestly, we've barely scratched the surface of it. We're in the Trouble in the Sticks section of Rotten Coast for this, taking a walk along the pier to get a better look at the half-submerged vessel just off to sea. And what's this? Cute. It's a zombified version of Jack and Rose, enjoying the feeling of fresh air against their cadaverous flesh in a flirty embrace. You guys! This is one for anyone who thought the real Jack and Rose didn't take the phrase "I'll never let go" seriously enough. This lad is never letting go, like for real. In the 1997 Oscar-hoovering movie, this was one of the more memorable scenes, as freewheeling vagabond Jack encouraged stuffy debutante Rose to let down her hair and enjoy the freedom of, well,
being held aloft like a corseted crucifix by a man you've just met.
Here the vibe is slightly different, admittedly, but we think the Academy would approve just the same. Oh, hello, Strange Brigade. Were you feeling left out while we went off uncovering ancient cheat codes and such? Very well, let's pick out one more, this time from the Pyramid of Bez DLC. Here we are enjoying the afterlife, taking in the rays and shooting barrels indiscriminately as any explorer worth their salt would, and whoops. Bez's grumpy guardian has definitely been awoken. Defeat this stone giant and you'll gain access to a rather luxurious tomb featuring this golden chicken and the special Krakatoa side weapon. Well, we really should shoot more barrels indiscriminately.
The spoils of victory.
That's your lot. We've gorged on Easter eggs like spoiled toddlers and come away with plunder and a well-massaged pop culture gland instead of the usual shame and heartburn. Result? Let us know about the secrets you've managed to uncover in Rebellion Games below, leave us a like if you had a laugh with us just now, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for more like this. See you next time.